So
man,
and I didn't find out that it was him until like 2 days later.
Wow.
Yep, find it, cause like I say, the Justice Center is so crazy. Like
information everywhere,
yeah,
trying to.
Because the people who knew didn't want to tell me.
Right.
You know, I'm fighting some serious charges, so they don't want me in there acting out and doing things to, you know, to catch time and stuff like that. So yeah, man, it tore me up because I raised them. I mean, literally, like, you remember the old basketball goal you had when you was a kid?
Mm-hmm.
It got the big old, the white thing and the rim yellow.
Yeah.
Listen, playing basketball with him in the driveway. The driveway the same. If you ever look at his videos, he always in front of kind of like the same house. That's our grandma's house.
Oh, man.
I used to play basketball with him.
Right there.
Right there in that little alleyway where my granddaddy parked his car. So it was hard, man. The family took a hard. He ended up being the bread and brains of the family, you know, while I was gone. I'm the oldest, besides one of our cousins.
Right.
And he stepped up to the plate, you know, and made a way for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, just from the outside looking in, it definitely seemed that way because he was moving around in the music and he had a lot of big features too. For him not to been like on a big national scale, man, he had Money Bag and Youngster. Man,
if you ever get a chance, you know, Free 42 Doug, you had to get a chance, go look at some of his interviews. He say clear as day in his interview, Mix 3600 was the first person to pay him 10 grand. This is when this is right before he signed with CMG, right when he's finna get off.
42 Doug locked up.
Yeah.
Locked up with a second there too.
Yeah.
A lot of artists in the industry locked up right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of artists locked up. Yeah, for real. When you get into the music, when you start fucking with the music.
So it's a crazy story because I originally was not rapping. I've been able to sing my entire life.
Wow.
So my great grandma could sing, my grandmother could sing. My mama used to sound exactly like Whitney Houston. My mama's sister is a big gospel artist from St. Louis. My little sister can sing just like Jasmine Sullivan. My younger brother was one of the first people from St. Louis to do Broadway. So I come from a family of singers and musicians. My family was heavily in the church growing up. Me and my siblings were kind of forced into the streets due to some how we were brought up, circumstances that happened in the crib. So I used to do R&B all the time, and then me and my guy brother, then we ended up starting R&B groups. We thought we was Drew Hill and Jodeci and Jagged Edge, just like everybody else did back in the early 90s. And we just sang everywhere. Northwest Plaza, Union Station. We worked at the Fudgery.
Northwest Plaza.
I used to be everywhere singing, man. Met a lot of people, and then I took a little hiatus to the state joint for an assault, and then when I got out the state joint, I ended up getting blessed to get in a group called 1920, who was put together and created by the super producer Seneca Casey from St. Louis. That's the guy who made Men Lie, Women Lie. He made the beat for it and the chorus. That's actually his voice on the chorus that you hear saying, Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. He also did like 5 Star Chick, I believe. He did a bunch of stuff for Gotti. He was Gotti personal producer, Stan. The group I was in, we on Cocaine 4. Cocaine Music 4. It's a song on there called Millionaire. It's Yo Gotti featuring 1920. So after all of that, I was signing like 60-day contract with this R&B group. And with Seneca, I didn't know the music business at all. And man, I'm telling you this, like what I'm finna tell you is like some movie stuff, but this honestly got truth. So I got a call to audition for the group. Me and my partner Paul used to sing with. They picked me. I get in the group. We record about 3 albums worth of music, no cap. And if you hear this stuff, man, you will swear it's like Jodeci reincarnated. Right? We was like the bad boys of R&B. And We did all this music, and then like one day we had a song that a guy named Marlon Rain. He's a big time producer also. He did some stuff with Mariah Carey. He from St. Louis though, born and raised. Him and Seneca had a label called Black Collar Music Group. Okay. So anyway, Seneca and Jermaine Dupri, all of them like best friends. Brian Michael Coxman, all of them. So anyway, dude was like, yeah, sing this song, you know, sing it this way. And I'm like, all right, I am singing it this way. Now at this time, I'm not as musically inclined as I thought I was.
Right.
So I'm telling him, man, you just mad because you fat. And you want to be in the group. This is what I'm saying to myself. This is how I'm carrying shit. So, me being ignorant to what I was saying, I ended up quitting the group.
Like,
as soon as I quit the group, 2 weeks later, Seneca partner convinced his father to give him $250,000 to invest into the 1920 project.
What?
Seneca paid Bad Boy and Diddy $40,000 and bought him to the Bad Boy tour. And 1920 went on tour with Day 26 and Carl Thomas and some other people. I missed the train.
What?
So, but they called me, right? So let me rephrase that. They got the booking. They called me because they needed me.
Okay.
So like, I'm back. I'm recording. So I had to re-record so much music. It was another guy that was in the group who quit the group right before I got in the group. This is why I ended up having to come to the group. They only had 2 members.
Right.
They went from 5 to 2.
Right.
And this some movie stuff. Because the first 5 dudes, one of them was a little kid named Agassi, who like put you in the mind of Usher. He was sitting on his daddy porch one day, and some dudes rolled up asking, you know, was his father there? And he told them no. And they told him, give him this, and shot the house up, man. One bullet hit this kid in the head and killed him. Another guy named Brandon from Milwaukee. When I say this dude sounds just like T-Pain with like auto-tune is built into his throat.
Oh yeah, just had a natural auto-tune voice.
A gift.
A gift.
He sound like he has auto-tune built into his vocal cord. His natural voice. The dude an animal. But he popped up one day and told Seneca, man, I'm tired of you sending me music all y'all here. I can't keep a job. I can't do this. You want me to do this? Man, I need $20,000 to live. Seneca told him, you must be crazy, man. And he left the group. There was another guy named Real Noise that was in the group that's from St. Louis. So before I got in the group, they went in front of Sony, Epic, and somebody else. Every time they went in front of these major labels, they was telling them, hey, we love the group, we love the music. We just want to put Real out the group and put one of our artists in the group.
Right.
So, of course, they got a brotherhood, so they're like, nah, we ain't kicking Real out the group. And another thing that the labels didn't know, Real was writing a lot of their music. He talented, like he cold.
Right.
So after so long, I guess Real was like, man, I'm holding y'all back. I'm gonna go do my own thing.
Right.
Which left Nick, this dude named De Niro, and they end up getting Just Brian from St. Louis. So it's the 3 of them. De Niro gets so tired of being in this group that he fall down some steps, fake like he have amnesia.
What?
No cap. They go to the hospital, man. He act like he don't know nobody. He been recording and doing music with these dudes 3-4 years. So I think De Niro older brother is one of Seneca's childhood friends, and that's how he got in the group. But so he out the group. Remember, this is how I got in the group. So when I'm in the group, then I quit the group. Then they get the Bad Boy stuff. They call me back to finish doing the music. Well, De Niro was already on all of the music. He just quit. So to defeat time consumption, they was like, oh, well, we don't need you to do the tour. We just gonna have De Niro do the other parts. Kick me back out the group. Brought De Niro back in, and they went on tour.
Damn.
Now here's the crazier thing. We were like the Bad Boys of R&B.
Right.
When Day 26 first came out, they were a pop group.
Right.
They weren't doing sexy R&B. When we performed, our album was called Sex Sales. Let's start there. The songs in our album was called One Night Stand, Beat It Like a Drum, Erkin, Boy Shorts, Personal. So everything was themed at, you know, raunchy. You know what I'm saying? Grown and sexy.
The male grown and sexy type
when
of
we
thing.
got off the tour,
Right.
Day 26 next album sound exactly like how our album sounded on their first tour.
Oh, they bit y'all.
They bit our style.
They bit y'all, bro.
And,
That's crazy.
After that, a lot of other stuff happened. We were supposed to go to New York, so they end up quitting the group. Nick and Nick J, who goes by, I'm J Rhodes, and then Just Brian. We end up being a group ourselves, and we're supposed to be down in Atlanta, did some stuff. My partner, Black Caesar, like my family, he had brought Gucci Man, and I was like, yo, we got an opportunity to go open up a Gucci Man, you know, spend our money somewhere else instead of going down to Atlanta. The group felt a certain type of way. Everybody kind of wanted to do their own thing.
Right.
And after that, the group broke up, and that's when I became solo Mr3one4.
Okay.
Just out the group, just by myself. So I started doing R&B.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in 2011, I was charged in a 4-person heroin conspiracy, and I ended up having to take a plea to 10 years.